Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The sports world is buzzing tonight, and if you thought the NFL offseason was calm, think again, because Anthony Weaver has just dropped a bomb that's sending shockwaves through the Miami Dolphins organization. Sources close to the team hint that Weaver, the cornerstone defensive mind who has shaped the Dolphins' defensive identity over the past few years, is planning to leave the franchise at the end of the 2025 season. This revelation has sent fans into a frenzy, with social media lighting up with speculation, fear, and disbelief. Weaver's tenure with the Dolphins has been marked by meticulous planning, bold decisions, and a reputation for building one of the league's most formidable defensive units. Now, with this impending departure, questions swirl around what the future holds for the team, the players he's mentored, and the strategies that have become synonymous with his name. Analysts are scrambling to dissect the potential ripple effects, while insiders suggest that talks behind the scenes are already underway about who could step into his sizable shoes. Every decision Weaver has made has had long-term implications, and now, the Dolphins face the daunting task of preparing for a post-Weaver era. Fans, naturally, are desperate for confirmation, but so far, the organization has remained tight-lipped, fueling the fire of speculation and rumor. For years, Anthony Weaver has been more than a coach. He's been a strategic architect, meticulously crafting defensive schemes that have kept the Dolphins competitive in a league where even small mistakes can be catastrophic. From the moment he arrived, Weaver's presence was felt in every facet of the team's approach, instilling discipline, aggressiveness, and a sense of unity that became the hallmark of Miami's defensive identity. Players have openly credited him for their development, noting that his attention to detail and ability to read opposing offenses set him apart from any other coach in the league. His influence extended beyond X's and O's. He created a culture of accountability and resilience, shaping not only athletes, but leaders on and off the field. Now, as the news of his planned departure spreads, the locker room atmosphere is reportedly tense, with uncertainty clouding the once confident and structured environment he cultivated. Rumors suggest that some veteran players are privately worried about the void his exit will leave, while younger talents are anxious about who will guide them through the next critical phase of their careers. Weaver's departure could signal a complete shift in philosophy, forcing the Dolphins to rethink their defensive approach entirely, a move that could redefine their identity for years to come. Insiders are already speculating about potential replacements, with names of both established coordinators and promising up-and-comers being tossed around in hushed tones. The intrigue is palpable, as any decision will not only shape the defensive strategy, but could influence the team's draft picks, free agency moves, and overall direction heading into 2026. Analysts point out that Weaver's departure at the end of 2025 gives the Dolphins just enough time to plan a transition. But even with careful planning, replacing a figure of his stature is no small feat. Fans are understandably anxious, torn between admiration for what he's accomplished and fear for what the future may hold. Every game, every defensive play, and every adjustment Weaver has made seems to carry more weight now, as observers wonder if this final season might also be a farewell tour of sorts. Rumors about potential franchise shifts and the internal dynamics of the Dolphins coaching staff are spreading like wildfire, creating a narrative that's part speculation, part genuine concern. It's a story that feels larger than the field itself, blending human emotion, strategic complexity, and the high-stakes drama of professional football. Meanwhile, Weaver himself has remained enigmatic in public comments, offering little beyond vague statements of commitment to the current season, which only intensifies the speculation. Sources close to the Dolphins hint that Weaver's decision has been brewing quietly for months, perhaps influenced by personal reasons, long-term career goals, or philosophical differences within the organization. Such departures are rarely impulsive, especially when it involves someone whose fingerprints are all over a team's defensive identity. The timing, at the end of 2025, suggests careful consideration, allowing the team a window to strategize, but also creating a countdown for fans and players alike. Social media has exploded with conjecture, from heartfelt tributes to alarmist predictions about the team's future, and the discourse is showing no signs of slowing. Sports podcasts, Twitter threads, and online forums are dissecting every past interview, every sideline expression, every tactical decision, searching for clues about Weaver's state of mind and possible next steps. Speculation ranges from him pursuing head coaching opportunities elsewhere to taking a high-profile executive role, with each theory sparking intense debate. Amidst the frenzy, one truth remains clear. Weaver's presence has been pivotal, and his departure will be felt far beyond the locker room, reshaping the narrative of the Dolphins for seasons to come. As the countdown continues, the tension is palpable, as everyone connected to the team contemplates the seismic shift looming on the horizon. Veteran players are reportedly having private discussions, reflecting on the impact Weaver has had on their careers, from rookie development to playoff preparation. There's a sense of nostalgia mixed with apprehension as the locker room braces for what could be a major cultural shift. Coaches and support staff are also weighing the implications, considering how his exit could affect recruiting, training regimens, and defensive schematics that have been fine-tuned over years. Analysts predict that the transition period will be critical, with the Dolphins needing not just a replacement, but someone capable of maintaining the ethos Weaver has instilled while potentially adding a fresh perspective. Fans, meanwhile, are torn between hope and anxiety, with social media platforms becoming battlegrounds of opinion, rumor, and fervent debate. Every aspect of this story feels heightened because Weaver isn't just any coach. He's the architect of a defensive mindset that has kept Miami competitive against some of the league's most formidable offenses. As 2025 progresses, eyes will remain fixed on the Dolphins, not just for their on-field performance, but for the unfolding human drama behind the scenes, a narrative rich with tension, speculation, and the emotional weight of change. The media frenzy is showing no signs of slowing, as sports journalists and commentators rush to uncover more details about Weaver's potential departure. Every press conference, every sideline interview, every cryptic comment is dissected for hidden meaning, feeding the rumor mill and keeping fans on edge. The story has transcended typical sports news, morphing into a captivating saga of loyalty, ambition, and organizational change. Social media hashtags, opinion pieces, and podcasts are amplifying the speculation, often without concrete evidence, but fueled by a sense of inevitability surrounding Weaver's exit. Behind the scenes, the Dolphins organization is reportedly attempting to balance transparency with discretion, keenly aware that every word could spark further rumor or panic. The intrigue is compounded by the fact that Weaver himself has yet to make any definitive public announcement, leaving fans and analysts alike to navigate a storm of conjecture. With months still to go before the end of 2025, every game, every decision, and every defensive adjustment is being viewed through the lens of this impending change, creating a heightened sense of drama that blends sports strategy with human storytelling in a way rarely seen in professional football. As the offseason approaches, whispers about Anthony Weaver's future have only grown louder, with sources hinting that internal discussions have been taking place behind closed doors for months, meticulously mapping out his potential departure at the end of 2025. The Dolphins front office reportedly recognizes the gravity of the situation, understanding that Weaver's influence permeates every layer of the defensive scheme, from the coordination of linebackers to the nuanced pass rush strategies that have frustrated quarterbacks league-wide. Some insiders suggest that the decision might stem from Weaver seeking new challenges or an opportunity to ascend to a head coaching position elsewhere, though nothing has been confirmed. Meanwhile, fans are left in a state of suspense, analyzing every interaction, every press quote, and every sideline gesture for hidden clues about the man who has become synonymous with Miami's defensive identity. The media frenzy surrounding the story has intensified, with sports networks dedicating segments to dissect the implications of Weaver's exit, from potential draft strategies to the ripple effects on the coaching staff hierarchy. Within the locker room, players are reportedly processing the news quietly, reflecting on the mentorship, guidance, and stability that Weaver has provided, while simultaneously bracing for the uncertainty that looms ahead. The tension is palpable, as this revelation has transformed what would normally be a routine season into a dramatic prelude to a major organizational shift. Among the coaching community, the reaction has been a mix of astonishment and speculation, as many view Weaver as a rare strategic mind capable of consistently adapting to evolving offensive trends. His ability to analyze opponents, predict tendencies, and devise countermeasures has earned him respect from peers, making his rumored departure not just a blow to the Dolphins, but a noteworthy event across the league. Discussions about potential successors are intensifying, with names of veteran coordinators, rising stars, and unconventional candidates circulating among insiders. Each scenario carries significant implications for Miami's long-term competitiveness, affecting recruitment, player development, and overall defensive philosophy. Observers note that Weaver's exit could trigger a domino effect, prompting a re-evaluation of personnel decisions, free agent signings, and even the team's approach to draft selections. Fans are actively debating the possible replacements, weighing the pros and cons of promoting from within versus hiring externally, all while grappling with the emotional impact of losing a figure they've admired for years. Social media platforms are ablaze with theories, memes, and heated discussions, reflecting a mixture of admiration for Weaver's legacy and anxiety about the team's uncertain future. Amidst the speculation, one sentiment prevails: the Dolphins' defensive identity, meticulously crafted under Weaver's guidance, faces an unprecedented crossroads that will define the franchise for years to come. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? Even among players who have thrived under Weaver's guidance, there is a sense of unease, as the potential loss of their mentor could alter the dynamics of the locker room. Veterans who have internalized his coaching philosophy worry about maintaining consistency, while younger athletes fear losing a guiding figure capable of accelerating their development. Sources suggest that informal meetings are occurring, with players sharing concerns and reflecting on the habits, routines, and strategies instilled by Weaver that have become part of their daily preparation. The psychological impact of such a departure is not underestimated, as the human element of coaching often transcends tactical instruction. For Miami, this could mean not just a shift in strategy, but a profound change in the culture and cohesion that Weaver has fostered. Rumors suggest that Weaver himself is contemplating his next steps carefully, weighing career ambitions against loyalty and personal considerations, creating an aura of mystery around his final months in Miami. Every defensive adjustment, every press interaction, and every public comment is now scrutinized for insight, as fans and analysts alike try to anticipate the impact of his looming departure. The narrative has grown beyond football itself, evolving into a story of mentorship, leadership, and the inevitable cycles of change that define professional sports, all centered around a single influential figure whose presence has shaped the Dolphins' identity. Speculation about Weaver's potential next destination has also taken center stage, with whispers of interest from multiple franchises and even national team programs. Rumors suggest that he could be a prime candidate for a head coaching role, a defensive coordinator position with championship aspirations, or even a strategic advisory role in an organization seeking a structural overhaul. These possibilities have fans and media outlets theorizing endlessly, debating which team would best capitalize on his defensive acumen and visionary approach. The uncertainty surrounding his decision adds a layer of suspense to each game the Dolphins play, as every victory or defeat is viewed through the lens of Weaver's impending departure. Analysts emphasize that the timing of his exit, at the end of the 2025 season, offers Miami both opportunity and pressure, a window to plan a seamless transition while managing the potential disruption to player morale and strategic continuity. Internally, the front office is reportedly exploring contingency plans, evaluating potential hires, and assessing the long-term financial and tactical implications of losing a figure as influential as Weaver. Fans, meanwhile, oscillate between hope that he might stay longer and the sobering realization that a significant chapter of Dolphins' history is drawing to a close. The suspense has transformed routine news cycles into a near-daily saga, with each statement, each interview, and each game carrying the weight of speculation and rumor. The conversation extends beyond professional circles into fan communities, where online forums, podcasts, and social media have become stages for debating Weaver's legacy and future. Admirers recall his strategic brilliance, mentorship, and ability to inspire a cohesive defensive unit, while skeptics ponder whether his departure could herald a period of instability. In these discussions, the human story is as compelling as the football narrative, highlighting the intricate relationship between leadership, culture, and performance. Every mention of Weaver's name ignites debate, with fans dissecting his past decisions, predicted moves, and potential successors. Analysts stress that the ramifications of this exit extend far beyond the field, affecting recruitment pipelines, organizational philosophy, and the overall perception of Miami as a franchise. The rumor mill thrives on ambiguity, with each unverified tip or insider leak magnifying intrigue and drawing intense scrutiny. Meanwhile, players reportedly remain focused on their craft, balancing personal ambition with loyalty, yet the shadow of Weaver's departure looms over the locker room, influencing preparation, strategy, and morale. The storyline unfolding in Miami represents a rare convergence of human emotion, tactical genius, and organizational complexity, making it one of the most talked-about developments in recent NFL history. Sports media coverage has taken on a near-narrative form, with every news cycle exploring the implications of Weaver's rumored exit. Journalists dissect not only his defensive strategies but the broader organizational impact, speculating about coaching hires, locker room dynamics, and the future trajectory of the Dolphins. Analysts note that Weaver's influence has touched nearly every corner of the franchise, from player development to recruitment and draft planning, making his exit a seismic event that requires careful planning. Rumors of internal discussions, potential successors, and even Weaver's personal considerations dominate conversation, creating a climate of anticipation and suspense. Fans track every subtle cue, every cryptic remark, and every sideline adjustment as if piecing together a larger puzzle, reflecting the profound impact of this narrative on public perception. Coaches across the league watch closely, analyzing how Miami will navigate the post-Weaver era, while players internally recalibrate their expectations and strategies. The culmination of years of leadership, mentorship, and defensive ingenuity is now converging on a single moment of uncertainty, creating a story that blends sports, human drama, and organizational strategy in a compelling, ongoing saga. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.